Fortnite just dropped one of the wildest seasons we've ever seen, the Simpsons collab. New tournaments coming back, brand new ones being added, and a completely different meta that's already catching players way off guard. The pros, they're already miles ahead, adapting faster, figuring out the best weapons, the right heals, and how to play around the new changes before anyone else even understands what's happening. But here's the thing, you can do that exact same thing. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how pros adapt to new seasons and new weapons faster than anyone else, step by step. By the end, you'll know how to instantly lock into the new meta and find what actually works for you, and start building towards your first earnings this season. And the best part, these same strategies will carry straight into Chapter 7 when it drops next month. So if you learn this now, you'll never fall behind again. Every single new season in Fortnite starts the same way, chaos. Everyone's confused, half the map feels unplayable, your favorite weapons are gone, new ones feel weird, and everyone's trying to figure out what's broken and what's trash. The difference between average players and pros is that pros thrive in that chaos. They don't wait around for patch notes or YouTubers to tell them what's good. They jump in, test everything, and learn faster than anyone else. That's why within the first 48 hours of a new season, they already seem miles ahead. But it's not luck, and it's not even pure skill. It's a system they've built, a mindset that anyone can learn if you know exactly what they're doing differently. The first thing pros do better than anyone else is accepting uncertainty. When a new season drops, most players instantly complain. Their favorite shotgun fills off, their drop spot doesn't have the same loot, rotations are completely scuffed, so they have to tilt, and especially this season, a smaller map with less players. Pros rage too, don't get it twisted. They get frustrated when things feel weird or unfair, but the difference is that they calm down faster. After a bad game, instead of staying angry, they immediately start asking questions like, what went wrong? What could I have done differently? Was it positioning, loadout, a new mechanic I didn't understand yet? That self-awareness and quick recovery from tilt is one of the biggest reasons why they adapt so fast. They treat every frustrating moment as free information instead of wasted time. When you play this season, you have to build that same habit. Every fight you lose early on is basically a live tutorial on what you don't understand yet about the new meta. Maybe you don't know how much damage a certain weapon does, or how long a healing animation takes, or how fast a player could rotate with a new mobility item. If you treat each death as data, something to analyze, not something to be mad about, you start improving 10 times faster. Most players throw away that information by quitting or raging after every bad game, but pros calm down and study it. That's how they start mastering a new season while everyone else is still adjusting emotionally. The next major things pros do is experiment with everything. When a new season drops, they don't lock into one loadout on day one. They spend hours testing. You'll see pros land at random POIs, try weird gun combos, even carry items no one else touches just to see how they perform in real situations. Because the meta isn't something you read about, it's something you discover through reps. Maybe a new AR looks bad on paper, but its bloom pattern is super controllable. Maybe a mobility item feels chunky at first, but has hidden potential for rotations or outplays. Pros only find those things because they test everything without bias. And this is where most players fall behind. The average player watches a YouTube video or a stream and copies whatever someone like Aussie Antics or Click says is the best loadout. And sure, those setups are meta for them, but Fortnite isn't a one-size-fits-all game. The best weapon or healer for someone else might be the worst for you depending on your mechanics, your sensitivity, your playstyle, or even how your brain reacts under pressure. So instead of just copying the meta, you need to spend the first few days of the season running your own tests. Drop into real games, rotate through every shotgun, every AR, every heal, every piece of mobility. See what feels most natural, what helps you win fights more consistently, and what you actually enjoy using in the game, because that also means a lot. That's how you find your personal meta. The pros don't always agree on the same loadouts, because they know what works best for them individually, and you'll see pros change the meta in the middle of seasons even without updates, like Peterbot. When you find the setup that matches your strengths, you'll instantly feel more confident. You'll win way more fights, rotate way smoother, and waste less time second guessing yourself mid-game. That confidence snowballs into better placements, better earnings, and faster adaptation when the next update hits. Another huge part of adapting quickly is understanding the new pacing of the game. Every season has its own rhythm. How fast players die off, how stacked lobbies fill, how storm circles pull, what rotations are safe, and what time you can play around. And this season, the map is a lot smaller with a lot less players, so it feels like the games die out way quicker. The pros study that rhythm right away. They watch replays, they pay attention to how players rotate in scrims, and they adjust their drop spots and routes based on what fits the new season's flow. For example, if this season's map layout makes early fights too risky, a pro won't force early game fights. They'll spend their first few days looting safely, learning how the lobby plays, and figuring out where to take fights that gives them the most information on the map. Then once they understand the meta pacing, they start applying pressure where it counts. That awareness saves them from dying to dumb mistakes while everyone else is still getting used to how the game feels. You can do the same thing by simply observing more instead of playing more. Instead of autopiloting through your games, take time to notice every little pattern and every little thing with what's happening. How many players are alive after the first zone? Are fights lasting longer this season? Do certain items seem to dominate mid-game fights? How does Storm Surge feel in stacked games, if there even is any stacked games? By staying aware of these patterns, you'll naturally make smarter decisions without even realizing it. That's what adapting really means. You're syncing your game sense with the season's new flow instead of fighting against it. It's also why in LANs that we saw about a month and a half ago, all the EU pros were at the top of the leaderboard, because they kept adapting faster than the NA pros with the Storm Surge and different mechanic changes that were happening mid-tournament. The next level of adaptation comes from communication and information sharing. Pros don't figure everything out alone. They scrim, they talk in group chats, they share clips and clips of new weapons or strategies. Every time one of them learns something, the other benefits from it. That's how the top players evolve together while everyone else plays catch up. If you want to improve faster this season, surround yourself with players who are just as hungry to learn as you are. Join a community, talk in Discord servers, review each other's fights, share clips when you find something strong or broken. The more open you are to exchanging knowledge, the faster your entire circle gets better. And don't be afraid to ask questions. The biggest difference between average and top players isn't mechanics, it's curiosity. Pros constantly ask why. Why did this weapon outdamage me? Why did this rotation work better than me? Why did that team win height there? Every question leads to a small answer that eventually connects into a full picture of the brand new meta. So while everyone else is stuck copying clips from Twitter, you're actually understanding why things work and how they work. But real quick before we jump back into adapting in Fortnite, I've got something that will make adjusting to every new meta way easier: Risen's tweaks. You could have all the strategies and mechanics down, but if your game is lagging or your input delay is slow, especially at the start of seasons, you're always one step behind everyone else. Risen's tweaks optimizes Fortnite for higher FPS, lower latency, and smoother performance, so every edit, build, and shot feels instant. Since I started using it, my reactions and transitions between different playstyles are way faster. My game actually keeps up with me. And here's the best part: if you click the link in the description or use code FLOW at checkout, you'll get 15% off whatever you purchase. Trust me, it's the easiest way to make sure your gameplay environment matches your skill so you can adapt faster and stay ahead in rank. Alright, now let's talk about developing your playstyle, because this is what separates real progress from just improvement. Every meta rewards different types of players. Some seasons favor box fighting and close range mechanics, others reward passive positioning and storm management. Sometimes it's mobility and timing that wins games. Pros adapt by adjusting their playstyle to this certain type of season, not by forcing the same habits over and over again like all of you are doing. For example, if the season's weapons make box fighting dangerous, pros shift to taking more space and playing range. If the shotguns are strong but airs are weak, they play more aggressively in close fights. If the hills are limited, they play safer and they focus on sustainability. They don't cling to one style because it's comfortable. They mold their strategy around the tools available to them. You can do this too by analyzing what the game is giving you. Ask yourself, does this meta reward aggression or patience? Is it better to take mid-game fights or play for endgame consistency? What do the pros who are winning do differently right now than I? Once you figure that out, start tweaking your own approach to fit it. And here's something most players never think about: your mechanics should serve your playstyle, not define it. Just because you can crank or edit fast doesn't mean that's always the smartest way to play. If the meta rewards clean aim and smart positioning, focus on that. If it rewards fast edits and pressure, lean more into that. Don't force a flashy style when it doesn't fit the season. The best players aren't the ones who build the fastest, they're the ones who understand when to use and what they've mastered. When you find the playstyle that matches both your strengths and the current meta, everything else literally clicks for you. Suddenly, fights feel way easier, decisions feel way smarter, and improvement feels natural instead of forced like other seasons. You stop copying how others play and start owning how you play. And that's the point where you can finally start competing for real, because now you're playing your game, not someone else's. Speaking of competing, let's get into the part everyone wants to know: how to make your first earnings this season. The biggest mistake most players make is thinking earnings come from just grinding harder. It's not about how much time you play, it's about how efficiently you adapt. The players who earn first are the ones who learn fastest, especially with the solo, duo, and squad victory cups. They find consistent drop spots early, they master their loadouts, and they build chemistry with their duo or squad faster than others. That's what allows them to perform before the meta fully settles. So start by picking a consistent drop spot that you can learn deeply. You don't need the best POI, you need one that gives you reliable loot, predictable rotations, and safety to test new things, like we said before. The pros don't win because they have better drops, they win because they know their drops like a science, unless you're Peterbot, who always gets the best drop. Once you've chosen yours, spend the first week studying every chest spawn, every route, every rotation option, learn where to disengage and where to push. That level of familiarity with your map gives you stability while the rest of the map feels chaotic, and it helps you win way more fights, which could lead to you earning money. Next, build a routine of reviewing your games. After every session, regardless, go through your replays and look for moments that cost you the entire match. Did you die because you overpeaked? Because your loadout wasn't suited for that situation? Because you didn't rotate in time? Write down those mistakes and think about what you'll change next game. This process might sound boring, and it very much is, but it's exactly how pros separate themselves. They rage for a second, then they calm down and analyze what actually happened. That calm reflection is where all the progress happened. I literally had someone in my Discord the other day say, "Oh, why do you talk about finding your mistakes and fixing them? If you can't find your mistakes, you're not going to improve anywhere." I mean, you might get a little bit better with your edits or your aim or whatnot, but if you don't find your weaknesses, you're not finding what's wrong with your gameplay, and in turn, you're going to just be shit for the rest of your time that you play. Finally, be patient with your journey. Making earnings isn't about one perfect game or one perfect tournament. It's about stacking all of your experience until your game sense and mechanics finally all click together. Some players take one season to figure it out, others take several. What matters is that you stay consistent, keep testing, keep reviewing, and keep adjusting. The pros who dominate today weren't always this good. They just learned how to adapt faster, recover from losses quicker, and treat every update as an opportunity instead of an obstacle. And this video is exactly why most pros stay on top for multiple seasons and multiple years, like Glix. Even though he's not winning every single tournament, he's staying in the top. And that's because he can adapt so well and get all this done right at the beginning of the season. Because once again, that's the secret behind adaptation. It's not about being smarter or more talented, even though it helps. It's about staying calm when things change, learning faster than everyone else, and never letting frustration stop your growth. The new season is your chance to prove that. You have all the tools, a brand new map, new weapons, new tournaments, and a clean slate to build your skill set again from the ground up. If you take these next few weeks seriously and focus on experimenting, understanding, and refining, you'll be way ahead of the curve when Chapter 7 hits next month. So stop waiting for others to tell you what's good. Load in, test everything, find your rhythm, and build the version of the meta that fits you, and only you, and no one else. Rage for a second when things go wrong, because why not? Then breathe, reset, and ask yourself what to change next time. That's exactly what the pros do, and that's exactly how you'll get your first earnings. Not by copying, but by understanding everything. Because at the end of the day, Fortnite is going to be forever changing. The map, the weapons, the mechanics, they'll keep evolving, but hopefully we go back to OG movement. But if you master the skill of adaptation, you'll never fall behind again. This season, don't chase the meta. You need to become the meta. And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below what you guys think of the new Simpsons season, as well as use code FLOWN in the Fortnite item shop to help support me when you guys are purchasing the battle pass or anything else. And if you guys want to get 15% off of Risen's tweaks, click the link down in the description or go to Risen's tweak and then at checkout use code FLOW. Once again, thank you guys for taking time out of your day to watch my video. It means a lot to me, and I will see you guys in the next video very soon. I love you all. Peace, guys.